podcast.
All right. So we'll just start playing.
That lady's name is Ticks and Roses. You can look up some of the
awful and she actually put it in her username, Ticks and Roses. All right.
Well, you can look up on YouTube where people posted like what a disgrace she was, you know.
I hear you. All right, so let's start
Sweet Anita girl, lady, she's actually really good.
Is she cute?
Yeah.
There's a Tourette's Fakers subreddit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, wow.
I bet you there's a blank Fakers every, subreddit. Everybody's policing
subreddit.
I got the red sauce going, dude. I got the gravy on the stove.
All right, I'm going to start.
It's gonna be so good.
Ready? Mm-hmm. All right. So we'll let this go. And again, I'll just do some narration. You guys talk as you feel free to. So we open up with these ill kicks.
That's some nice kicks.
Teal and pink and shit, man. I saved those. When I bought those, I was like, I'm gonna wear these to PAX. That's how ridiculous I am.
Where are we headed right now? Were we in Alston or something?
We are going through. So PAX is at Boston Seaport Convention Center. So we're just in this right at Logan. Actually, Logan's like 100 feet over. We're in an Uber.
We're talking about kicks, Kevin. They are.
I went back to them. Nice. I wanted to see the lights in the tunnel on them. So this is, I think, like a high voltage. Dude, they're still expanding like crazy in the Seaport, Boston, South Boston area. It's nuts. It's like a whole different place. But every PAX you go, it's like, oh, it's a new Boston around it. So I was just getting some footage outside.
And Portland have that in common. Like I gotta say, Boston and Portland definitely have that in common.
Yeah, a lot of places are just rapid development. Look at these people looking at us. All right, here we pulling up. That's PAX, even though they're like
that site.
Advertising.
Oh,
see, even that's new from the last time. Our Uber drivers' left windows were not clean. There's some cop on the PAX thing instead of like some cool PAX thing, but okay, the billboard. So we're pulling up.
Have
yeah, they do.
Building.
It was just as soon as I put the camera on it, it changed to a police officer picture. Yeah, the building's really nice.
It had an M2 SSD advertisement on it.
Yeah. So this is the front. They like swab you down and make you strip. No, just kidding. It's actually pretty easy. You just walk in, show them your vaccination proof, and you get. This year they did wristbands. So these cool neon wristband to show you that that's your vaccine proof, and then you still did the lanyard to show that you had tickets. Yeah. It unfortunately affected our filming of our interviews because we all had to wear masks. But
that's cool. So those right there. Those are the vents for the like the tunnels, like the Big Dig. That's them.
All right, we're inside PAX.
So is there any cosplayers or whatnot who came out?
Infinite. Dude, that whole thing is a giant screen. It's insane. It's got to be like a 100-foot wide screen.
Yeah.
And that changes.
I couldn't get a picture of it in one shot.
It's insane. So this is just the front entry. You grab your badge there. Then there's instantly merch wall. Each PAX, they went. We try to go to PAX every year.
What is this building that this is in here? It was a beautiful building.
The Boston Convention Center. It's pretty new. Check it out. There, now you're inside. It's like a giant airplane hangar, just full with gamers and cool developers.
You get a good view of everything before you go down the escalator. Yeah, you got to remember it all. You got to remember where you saw.
We actually really cool. TikToked this moment, and it's our highest watched TikTok ever for Space Debris podcast. So yeah, dude, Cursed Golf. The new Ninja Turtles game was up on the poster up there. That's cool. There's some people's feet. Yo, I'm like Discord. I'm like, dude, they're gonna love it. We do our podcast on Discord. They're gonna be so stoked to talk to me. They didn't want to talk to me.
Were they like 1,000 people use their service for podcast?
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask them about podcasts because I don't know how many people do, but I talked to one dude, and then you realize, like, oh wait, check out, this is really nice art, actually, beautiful art they had on display. But so I talked to the Discord dude, and he was like this, like cool dude. He's like, yo, man, like, I don't know Discord, I'm just like running a line here, man. And then he was like, I can try to talk to somebody and see if, you can talk to someone higher up. And then I realized, like, this is pointless. Why am I doing this?
Dude, and then they like Intel right there. They're just sitting there with like $20,000 like gaming PCs, just chilling there. Like, it's like 8 of them.
They were live streaming that build.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh,
I love
and
all
that's
that
cool.
art.
Man. I mean, everybody goes all balls to the wall. All right, here's our first VR game, and sort of the aim of this footage, this little Podumentary documentary thing, I wanted to show the VR. Every year that we've been going, since we got into VR, we've gone every year. So that was like 2016. And our main goal every year was like, this is the cutting edge of games and gaming, technology. So of course there's going to be a VR there. There's usually not a lot. The first year we went, I think there were 2 VR games, and they're like stuffed away in a corner. Except for I think the military was usually there, and they had VR. They're like, yeah, get in a headset and see what it's like running into the shit, man. So every year we'd kind of look, and we'd use it as a gauge to see where VR was at. And then right before COVID, which was the first year there was no PAX, Oculus at the time, had the whole intro was all like 20 booths, and you'd see people like playing. Like, it was such a beautiful, incredible setup. And like at that point, 2019, we were like, VR did it, like blowing up. It didn't do that much. So with this pod, this every year I kind of said, oh, it'd be great if we had footage of this or could film it and document it. And this year we could. We do a podcast, so why not? So this is the first booth we saw, and it was Pin City. It's a VR bowling game by Studio 217. And I just get some quick footage here. You can see somebody on their phone. Some very nice dude running the setup. That's the thing, too. A lot of the people playing are usually younger. So, VR
Probably
definitely.
Very first time players, I would imagine.
Exactly. But here you go. Here's another.
I would love to see a real high quality bowling game. There's been many bowling games come out for VR, but I haven't seen any that a good multiplayer one that the physics was right. Like the golfing game that we play, like Walkabout.
And
but
we
in
tried.
bowling with multiplayer would be amazing.
I've tried. I like bowling. I've tried like every bowling, even a lot of games like Pierhead. I think All Sports VR. They have like mini bowling game there are like 2 or 3 dedicated bowling games, but none of them really get it just right. So I mean, I didn't get to try this, but it looks pretty promising. So hopefully, that looks
I thought
looks good when it comes
Wii
out.
Bowling was pretty good.
Oh, of course, man. Wii bowling was where it's at. Kev, you were a Wii guy, right?
Yeah, I waited in line for Wii, and I ended up only playing Wii bowling on it, nothing else.
Yeah, Wii bowling was especially good. So this booth I filmed because they're actually an indie Boston-based dev. They're making this game. I think it's Barely Arms. Right? Oh, it's Rightfully Barry Arms. So it's kind of like a play on the right to bear arms. But you have bear arms or something. What do I have? Okay, so
he's
they're
a bear. He's like a bear.
So the studio, the developers, Daylight Basement. They're based in Boston. I thought it was really cool. I did want to talk to them, but didn't really have the time to. So I just got some footage, and the game is listed as Rightfully Barry Arms. So I got a pen, grabbed a card. Looks good. Cute little game, but it's always nice to see Boston-based devs. All right, this is our first footage of the Arcade Legend booth. This is from LAI Studios.
Nice giveaway they got right there.
LAI Games.
Did you get a shirt?
I did not. And I didn't want to be the guy that's like, hey, man, you got any shirt? So one thing with this year, a lot of the devs that we spoke with, said PAX gave them very small numbers of what to expect. You know, in turn, they're like, oh, how much X should we bring? How much, merch? Every booth was sold out. All their marketing stuff was mostly gone. PAX undercut. This was a sold out day. This footage was on the Saturday. Everyone we spoke to was like, we're blown away. It was wall to wall people. It was pretty insane. So yeah, they were down to like only extra small, and I didn't want to just be like, hey man, you got a shirt for me? And I wasn't gonna wait. I'd already played the game during the Steam Next Fest. That's Helen, I believe, there helping.
That's a nice display they got there, though.
Oh, beautiful. And it's so funny. Look at this guy. He's locked. He's so rigid. It's like you just put like a live spider on his face or something.
Yeah.
Like when you're putting VR on someone for the first time, they really do just kind of lock up and they're like, what am I seeing? Like the brain.
Did that with when I went to PAX. I played PlayStation VR before it came out, and I remember putting that on for the first time. I was like this. I was like, I'm in a car. I'm driving down the highway. I'm shooting a gun out a window. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it can be pretty intense. But yeah, so you get to see a lot of first time VR experiences. Really nice booth, really cool game, which we'll talk about a bit more. But what they do is basically what I thought was super interesting about this developer. They weren't a developer. When I looked at their website, they actually manufacture arcade games. Like when you go to Dave and Buster's and you're playing all the arcade games, like they make those.
That's really cool.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
That's like a dream.
Basketball.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so cool. So what happened, and we learned this, but during COVID, there's not much going on in the real world arcades. So they had to pivot, and they had this idea to make a game where it's half business management and half actual arcade game. So you own your own arcade, right? You own your own arcade. You buy this empty building and you kind of clean it up, and then you start your own arcade. You have to buy an arcade machine, and they're licensed and all this stuff. So it's real arcades from the real world. And then just like in SimCity or whatever, it'll say like, your revenue per hour for this game is this, and it's going to cost you this. And So you literally pick which games you want in your arcade. You get to pick where they go in your arcade. And then as you unlock games for your arcade, you can then switch and just go play those games. So if I just bought
that's a really neat idea.
I'm telling you, I can't give them enough credit. It's ingenious. Like you're not even a VR developer. You're making real games, and you're like, you know what? We're not doing good. Let's make a VR game about, having your own VR arcade, and then you can buy our games that we make in the real world in the VR game, and then you can play them. It's so meta.
And you can make your own arcade with our equipment that you play on the game. But also, they can probably figure out how to make prototype arcades with their own software too.
Yes.
And do data analysis through the computer. That'd be pretty cool. It's pretty
so
genius.
Impressive. To me, this is the story. It's such a brilliant moves, brilliant pivot. And on top of it, like the game, as I said, I got to play it during the Steam Next Fest. It was really fun. I love arcades, and playing and there's leaderboards, global leaderboards. So you're fighting with your friends. They're going to have multiplayer. So we will actually have to do a podcast. We may or may not be committed to doing a podcast from it.
It reminds me, this game here, the coin game, is kind of like that. It
So,
reminded me a little bit of it, where it's
they
an
have
arcade
this-
and there's games in the game.
They have this in Pierhead, which is another VR game, Kev, where it's an arcade. Like it's, when you go to like Salisbury Beach or any pier, and they have all those arcades at the pier. They have those coin
Or
pushers.
like going to Dave and Buster's.
They have that.
It's got one of those. It's got that. It's got that.
Yeah, ball. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
game's
got
a
all
little.
this.
This game's a
Laser
little bit
tag.
potato, but
It's still awesome,
laser
yeah.
tag,
So is Pierhead in a way, but they're still awesome fun. I mean, nothing beats that old school, nostalgia of classic VR.
You can do that.
Arcade.
If you can do that in VR and like have other people playing like the other games like in the same room as you, like
Well,
VR chat, that's so cool. Like to
you
know that
you
they're
can
real.
you can do that in Pierhead 2 right now. It has multiplayer.
Yeah,
but
we
I
can
think-
do that. I got it.
Oh yeah, we
I
should
played
try
it
that
a few
out.
days ago.
Oh my god, maybe
Yeah,
we
we
should
could
do a
all three play it.
podcast from Pierhead. But
I didn't think it was all that fun, but with some friends playing, it would be really cool. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
that would. We should do that.
We should. But the best part of all this, we will get to do a podcast from Arcade Legend, which is even cooler because you get to build your own arcade instead of just visit someone else's. Build it, manage it, unlock and compete. But
I wonder if it's got the co-op or multiplayer. Do you know if it has that?
Arcade Legend?
Yeah.
Yes. I told you we're
Okay.
we're definitely doing a podcast from it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. We'll do
Yeah.
that.
Dude, it's going to be great. But one of us, so we'll have to compete. We'll see who can build up the best arcade personally first, because then you have more machines unlocked. And then whoever builds the best arcade in like 2 weeks, that's the person that will host the podcast.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
All right, so let's get back to some of this footage, just showing you. So actually, yeah, they even say their document build, customize your design layout, unlock big, and something, choose where to anchor your attractions, build your reputation, attract customers, turn your arcade into a hive of activity, and play officially licensed games, solo and multiplayer, and visit other arcades or invite your friends to yours. That's what I was just saying,
Nice.
where we'll see who has the best arcade. We can visit each other's while we do a podcast from it. That's pretty sick.
That's freaking cool. Yeah, it is.
I liked it. Showed a cool illustration there. I'll rewind and show it. But when you win and the tickets go into your hand, it looked super sick.
So when's
And
the
I
release
did not
date
get that
for
shirt,
this?
man.
No. Oh, the shirt. That'd have been sweet if you did. But did
I know,
you ask
I
them about the
felt too-
release date for this game?
Yeah, well, we actually speak with them towards the end of the podcast. A gentleman by the name of Tabor, and we go through that a bit.
Nice.
So we'll get to
Okay.
that in a bit. But yeah, I am having so much regret that I did not get a Arcade Legend shirt. I'm gonna have to send them an email and beg, maybe cry a little. Okay, so this is
in 48 minutes.
Just the front area, just getting some random footage. I think Tiny Gearbox was there, Teeny Tina Wonderland. I don't know why.
AIM Labs and Champion.
Oh yeah, that was cool. AIM Labs.
Oh,
Do you know what this is?
no, but it looks freaking cool. It looks kind of familiar though.
League of Legends right there.
Well,
isn't
that's
Yeah, is
League
it
of
League of
Legends.
Legends?
That's Jinx.
it?
That's Jinx, but the other two ain't. I don't think.
A furry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand furries really.
Caught a furry on film.
I
This was Baldur's
understand.
Gate.
Them. That's about it.
I think I kind of do, but not
shit,
really.
Baldur's Gate 3 was there? Damn.
Yeah,
Dude, they've
that
been
look
like,
familiar?
I bought that game like a year and a half ago, and it's like, Jeez, man. We came up with a major update. There's a new zone. It's like the original, like Baldur's Gate 2 had like 1,000 zones. Well, look at that person walking on the roof.
Oh,
Where?
yeah.
Up here?
Upper left corner, way up.
It shows
No,
you how
the
big
upper
that
left.
fucking
In
I
the
think
middle.
there's a person
Yeah, that
there
looks like a
too.
person too, actually. But on the
Right there, yeah.
I think they're on like Sniper Watch. That's a real thing.
Oh shit.
Like when
That's
you do
crazy.
when they do the Boston Marathon, you can always see spotters like on the roofs. It's pretty nuts. But all right, yeah. So that was Baldur's
Whatever
Gate,
that
right?
purple thing.
Oh,
That purple
Thunderfall
thing's
was
awesome, whatever it was.
there. Yeah, that's why I wanted to get the footage of it.
That's a fuck. It's a Dungeons and Dragons creature that a mind flayer.
Mind Flare. So sort of like Stranger Things. But I know Stranger Things stole it from Dungeons, and so
They're like one of those like monsters in D&D, like that you lose levels. Like if they hurt you, like not only does it damage you, you lose a level.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So this is just footage of the bottom of the escalator. Thunderfall had a nice setup there. They've got some cool games. I bought a game called Source of Madness, which is kind of older, but it's really good, and I saw it there. There's one game I fell in love with that the demo's out on Steam. I show a little bit of the gameplay on here. I'll talk about it when we get there. But we're basically just going to let this play through at this point. Fake abs.
Bricktails.
Yeah, I've never heard of Bricktails. Lego Bricktails.
Wired Productions. I had them on my VR list because they make a game called Tin Hearts. It's pretty cool. It's like a time-based puzzle game, but it came out like 3 years ago. So what's interesting is right here. See this? That's Tin Hearts. See where my mouse is on the right?
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
don't think I saw a VR headset. So I'm thinking they might have ported it to PC, and it's not. They made a non-VR version. I think. But so just shout out to Wired Productions because we do like Tin Hearts VR. They had a cool little booth. A decent sized booth actually. So this is me. This was right after I was like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to anybody at Discord about podcast stupid shit. So I took a picture holding our sticker.
Used your service.
Nice.
Exactly. We're
Tiny
your
Build.
customers. Yeah, they had a whole real carnival. Tiny Build Carnival.
Oh,
They got a claw machine. They got whack-a-mole. They had like the
what
strongest
is it they
man.
made?
Punch
I
Club
played
2.
their game before.
They make Punch Club. A few other games. Goofy games. Yeah, there's somebody punching.
I like that. I love that thing. You punch it, it measures.
Yeah, they made a Punch Club version of that. Pretty ingenious. World's biggest spider. What is that? Spider Heck. So that was a really popular booth. Tiny Build. Oh, Hello Neighbor, Nick, is one of their big games.
They made VR Furball. You know that game that's kind of like Angry Birds?
Tiny Build? They must have just bought it. I used to message with the dev for VR Furballs. It was like a solo dev. He did it for like 3 years. Tiny Build must have just picked it up, published it.
Oh, maybe.
But that makes sense. It's a great game. Very in-depth, Angry Birds-esque. Actually, we speak to Angry Birds VR developer at one point. Resolution Games coming up.
Nice.
But yeah, we gotta let this play through. So this is just general footage walking around. This game looked cool. Ramen, like a play on ramen, RAWMEN. Kind of like a what's the game? Smash Bros. Kind of like that a little bit. Ghostwire.
A lot of cooking games like Overcooked and Cook Serve Delicious.
The Devolver digital booth. Oh my God, you got to see this shirt. I'm gonna grab it. Look, there's a Trek to Yumi.
Yeah, I see it on the right there.
Oh yeah. Man, Devolver is publishing games left and right, and they're usually all pretty good.
Carolina just scored.
Uh-oh.
It's still early though.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah, they got the Trek to Yumi arcade on display. One of the games everybody was psyched about was Cult of the Lamb. But are you ready for this? Want to see the Devolver merch I got?
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
The Dunkin' Donut.
Oh, is it trash though?
Nice.
Oh my God, I want that so bad.
Right?
I love things that look like other things. It's like my favorite shit.
You're not supposed to look like that.
How could I not get that?
I know someone who had a shirt that said like it was like Star Wars font, but it said Star Trek. But like
I've seen that.
Oh man.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of Devolver. I've been playing Trek to Yumi actually every night since this. It's a not a long game, but I play like 10 minutes a night, so it makes it work. Yeah, 3 to 4 hours just to play Cult of the Lamb. My annual visit to the Dead Cells Castle. I was like obsessed. I remember the first year I went, or it was the second year I went, I think, and Dead Cells was there, and it was just a dude with a box.
Wow.
You know, just a dude with the box with some pins, and I was telling him, I love your game, it's so... And then the next year, he had this castle, and every year since, the castle seems to get bigger and bigger, and people are just nuts to play.
Yeah,
It's such a good game.
Setup he's got there.
It's like a game that's going to be it's a modern, like a classic, you know? Like he just nailed roguelite. Cool little shot of the plush. I wanted that statue, but it was sold out. Yeah, they did this cool thing. If you beat the queen, you get a free key. But I already have all this merch except for that stupid hat. And check it out. There's some people playing the PC edition of Demeo.
Demeo.
Oh, nice.
Still
This
haven't
is the
played that
Demeo
yet.
booth.
But
Ready
it's
for
so
this?
Good.
Oh,
I know. I
Kev,
haven't
you're
been
missing
able to
out.
buy video games lately.
yeah, I hear you. We'll have to help you
Brandon,
out.
that sounds fire.
Ready? We got footage of... Is she here? Or maybe it's after this. But yeah, some people trying out Demeo. Oh, I found this out. That's the that shot is actually a stream. What's that game? I'm blanking so hard. Felicia Day. Remember the game, the movie, the TV show she was in? It's like a gamer's show. Oh, The Guild. The Guild. Felicia Day and The Guild. It was like an online geeky Dungeons and Dragons TV show. Or web.
Remember that?
Yes. That The Guild and Felicia Day live stream playing Demeo. But it's the PC edition. So they were playing that in the background while these people were playing VR version, while there was a group of kids playing 4-person PC edition Demeo. It was a really cool booth. Okay, hey, check it out. Who's that character, Nick? Huntress?
The Huntress, yeah. That's really
Yeah.
cool. That's such a nice setup they got there.
They had a Huntress cosplay.
You think they just hired her as like to dress up as the
she
Huntress
no.
or
We asked her a question. She said the Huntress is her favorite character. She's a Demeo player.
Oh, cool.
She's legit.
I wondered if she was like a developer or something, but that's really
Nope.
cool.
So this is the...
She did a good job.
Yeah, she was great. This is the PC section where you just sit down and play whatever games. This was the game that I love. It's not out yet. Blind Fate. Look at this gameplay. I'm a huge
Yeah, I've never even heard of
2D hack and slash guy, and you can get the demo on Steam right now. I did. It's so good. I replayed the demo like 3 times already. Okay, now we
It
get
almost
to.
looked like a fighting game. Was it not like a fighting game?
It
looked
looks
a lot
like that. I know what you mean, but no, and it gives you that vibe. It really does. It's
Yeah.
a great. It's a great.
Like it looked like Katana Zero.
Yeah,
like a-
yeah, but like next generation, right? Like updated. Definitely, and
That's
I
really-
loved Katana Zero. So now we get to the. Is it? What do you guys think? Davigo? It's Davigo.
I have never known what that's. They've been showing this
Davigo?
game off for like 3 years, and
Exactly. It's on Steam, isn't it? Already on Steam? I think it is.
I don't think it ever come out. Did it? Did it? I'm looking it up.
Me too. Davigo.
Vigo.
I'm pretty sure it's on Steam. Yeah. Oh, it says coming
soon.
I probably
It
saw
might
it
be
on
on
the Next
itch.
Fest. Yeah, I might have seen it on the Next
banner?
Fest.
I like that banner right there. What is that?
What banner?
That the missile. I like how it like comes out of the frame like that.
Oh yeah, isn't
Oh,
that
yeah.
sick? That was so
That is
smart of
pretty
them.
Cool.
That's just
Yeah,
good
it is,
design.
yeah.
They grabbed the color of the background and brilliant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they seem to have their shit together. And what it is, it's an asynchronous multiplayer. So somebody play. Oh wait, is that right? Somebody plays on
Yes.
the keyboard on the screen while somebody's in the VR in PC. And I think they have an app. Like if you're doing it on Quest, I might be making that up.
Yeah, a gigantic VR player trying to.
Yeah,
keep
'cause he's
from
using
getting
a
killed
Quest.
by a bunch of small gamers.
Yeah, so this guy's controlling the little, or I think it's two people controlling two different people, and he's this giant hand trying to like grab them, whack them or something,
Yeah.
trying to pick them up, throw stuff at them. So he's like a god or something, raining down
Yeah.
destruction.
I think that's a good. If they ever figure it out right, that will be a very neat type game. But all the games I played that were asynchronous and the VR player was gigantic, nobody's really pulled off a good way of that.
Yeah,
or
I
that
agree.
I played.
So this is the I Expect You to Die. Shell Games were there. I Expect You to Die 2 is coming out, so I just got a little bit of quick footage there. You know.
Yeah, I was going to say two's out or coming
Yeah,
out. I think it's already out.
I think it's been out. This game's kind of cool. Broken Spectre. It's an Oculus game only, but it doesn't use control. It uses hand tracking. They actually gave me a comic book. There was like this accompanying, like a prologue or whatever comic book. So
Yeah.
like a full deep story, and this is like a really deep story campaign, and all the interactions, you don't use controls. It's all just hands. So you might like you pick where you're going, you do locomotion, everything with just hand tracking.
What did it show any video gameplay though? It shows this guy playing it here, but I want to see what the gameplay looks like. I don't.
well,
They
it's-
must
but
have not
it-
had it.
It's a Quest exclusive. Hold on.
Well, it's not a big deal there, but I was just wondering how they went about tackling not having controllers. So I wonder
Well-
what kind of gameplay they had.
Some of the games on, I guess it's on Stitch. Oh, Games by Stitch. Oh, I gotcha. I'm confused here. There you go. I guess I don't really have any. You can play test it.
Yeah, that's just strange. They didn't show. They just showed somebody playing it, but not really video
Yeah,
footage.
some screenshots and stuff. I think it's really more of just like a story type
Yeah,
narrative.
like a narrative. Yeah, that's cool.
So this was some footage we
Oh.
got of, there was this live art being done. This painting. It's one of those paintings where it's like an optical illusion where it looks like it's 3D. Unfortunately, at this point, it wasn't finished. But do you know what I mean? Let me see if I can pull up 3D street art.
How they do that kind of thing.
Yeah, look at that.
My mind.
Yeah, perspective.
Yeah.
They do that with advertisements on soccer fields. They're like skewed, so when the camera looks at it at an angle, it looks square.
Yeah, that perspective stuff.
Look at that.
That's sick. That's a good one.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That one's sick. How? Right?
Yeah, that's insane.
That one's good. Imagine working out. That's a good one. So that's
pretty cool.
That's what they were doing for Demeo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So like,
is that supposed to be the key there? That kind of looked like the key they're measuring thing, but I guess that's how they're getting their perspective.
Oh
out with that thing.
They use that to get perspective. It's like how you can draw in circles. You can use a
line
string. Yeah, a string will create a straight line. So they probably do that too. They hired this company to do this. And so you get to watch it the whole 3 days, and then on Sunday it would be finished. So this is us getting ready, because we actually interviewed Jim Squires from Resolution Games about Demeo. And we chatted about some of their other games.
Who's basically their company is running VR at the moment.
They are going to take over. I believe so.
Demeo, Blaston,
and having huge tournament right now or competition with that. And
Blaston's getting big.
They've got so many games. Angry Birds, that Acrons or something. But the PC edition of Demeo's blowing up. Everything that they're doing right now is blowing up.
New DLC coming out, or I don't know if it's a DLC.
Oh yeah. New expansion coming out on June 16th. The snake something, the serpent tress. Let's see.
Yeah, something like that. Curse of the Serpent Lord.
Yeah. And apparently I think there's going to be a new character, a new class. Very cool to see. So I'm getting ready here. I've got my Teddy Fresh on. Now, yeah, we were masked, and I cannot tell you the audio, the sound at PAX is oppressive. It's so loud at PAX, but we tried our best.
Thank you so much. Here, let me see.
You might notice. Here, let me see if I can rewind a little bit. Hear what he says?
Oh, you got that Teddy Fresh on.
Wait.
By the way, those are fantastic. Oh, thank you so much.
I love your shoes, by the way. Those are fantastic.
Oh, nice.
In my head, I was like, shoes were worth it. Shoes paid off. Goal accomplished.
Yeah.
Here, let me see this. Alright, I guess I'll do it the old school way, right? All good. Alright, so Space Debris Podcast, James, Dgtlhrt.
Jim Squires, Resolution Games.
Jim Squires. Okay, and you make Demeo, but you actually make a lot of other games too, right?
Yeah, Resolution Games has been around since 2015 in VR. I mean, really, when you go back that far, I think the only thing around when Resolution started was the Google Cardboard, and if you were lucky, you had an Oculus developer kit, right? Like, it was early days.
Like a year before.
What was that?
The Google Cardboard. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Or the Vine, I think.
You might be right on that. That sounds right to me. Yeah, so we've had a chance to kind of grow up alongside the VR industry, which has been really exciting for us.
We have 7 years.
Dabbled in a little bit of every genre you can imagine at this point in VR, which has been great fun.
So we love Angry Birds.
Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, that's a fun one for sure.
The level editor is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
It's such a clean, beautiful game.
Yeah, the team will be delighted to hear you think that. That's so nice.
Regarding that, are there any sequel talk
I was-
or all Demeo?
I've been hoping for
I
Angry
wish
Birds
I had an
too.
answer on Angry Birds for you. I do not know if there is. If there are talks, I haven't heard them. I can certainly say that. But yeah, I mean, right now a lot of our focus is on Demeo, especially today while we're here at PAX East. Beyond that, though, I mean, we definitely have other things going on. I'm sure you're familiar with Blaston.
Blaston, yes. My co-host, Bill Dance, Nick, he just bought
Shout out,
it.
Nick.
I'm really more
Hey.
high speed, pistol whip.
I basically-
Beat Saber.
I basically now have the gall to tell him why I don't play that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Angry Birds and other games.
I
No,
like
it's funny
Blaston. Blaston is just such high energy. It's face to face with strangers, and I said I'm like scared of multiplayer sometimes. But Blaston is super cool. Nick and I played it.
It's a lot of fun. They
Yeah,
put
you're
you
moving like
you're
crazy.
You stand 5 feet apart, like you're dueling in a Western, and you got 7 guns around you, and they all have a cooldown. And you grab a gun and shoot, and you just got to dodge bullets, and they move kind of slow, like the bullets
Yeah.
come in like an arcadey style slow.
Very
and they all have these
strategic.
different effects.
It's like stress.
Yeah,
it's stress chess. It's like chess with guns. All right.
It's fun. It's a really good game for the price, especially.
Blaston
Yeah.
sounds up your alley, then, if you ask me.
It is.
He's still-
I loved it. I just didn't get sucked in only because I'm so nervous about multiplayer.
Hey, I'm
Oh,
being
fair
honest.
enough.
You know?
Okay, and that is really
Yeah.
it's a multiplayer experience. Well, I mean, that's it. Resolution, especially nowadays, with things like Demeo and Blaston, and we have UltiMechs coming up. I mean, we want to create experiences that
UltiMechs?
keep players connected in one way or another.
What?
And
I have
VR is
not
so
heard of
good for
this.
that. It's so immersive.
I don't know what it is. We'll have to look into it.
Connect with people remotely, especially as I'm sure you can appreciate the last 2 years. It's nice to have ways to really develop relationships with people and connect with the people you already know and love. Demeo for me has been exactly that. I was very fortunate. I was a giant fan of Demeo before I started working with Resolution.
Yeah, that
so
was
it's kind of
cool.
like wish fulfillment for me,
Wow,
you know?
yeah, that's
Oh, it was great. Yeah, so I was already playing with friends and family, and I mean, even to this day, my wife and I play Demeo about 3 nights a week. So, yeah, we're huge fans.
Isn't that crazy?
It's lovely to get to work.
Yeah,
with.
he must not
we
been
have a
working for him for long.
question,
Demeo's not been out real long.
Exactly.
So we can do this,
Oh,
He's
yeah,
the
yeah,
press
yeah.
junket man.
And now with the flat.
The head of marketing.
Yes, the PC edition. It's made it easier.
Oh, okay. So we get into a pretty important discussion here about pancake flat terminology.
And now with the flat.
Yes, the PC edition. It's made
I
it
called it
easier.
flat.
Well, it's nice
He
to-
corrected
now
me,
my son
PC
reminds us
edition.
now that because we have a quest and a question in our home, and so now that we PC
We
edition,
talk about
I mean,
that
he's
in a minute.
17. He whoops our butts at
So
it
now
every
he
time.
plays with his
I'm
wife
glad we
and
have
his
somebody
son.
who can take the lead, who's sharp enough in a good strategy game.
I mean, that's so
he grew up
rad.
the generation of Fire Emblem, right? So he
Yeah,
knows
that's
his
really
way around
cool.
a good tactical strategy game.
Well, so actually speaking to that, we've done podcasts in VR. I think Demeo at this point is going to be our next game.
Very exciting.
Yeah, we have to do a
Do
podcast
you
from
have
Demeo.
tips or I don't know, is there anything when we did walkabout mini golf, we had to reset our routers so the audio
I asked him for
was,
technical
as good
tips
as
for recording a
possible.
podcast in Demeo, and he's like, well, "Why are you
I mean,
asking me
tips in
that?"
terms of a technical recording, I do not know many. Sorry
It's
on
like
that
I'm the
one.
marketing dude.
I will say
Yeah.
that when we have done previews with folks and they've been recording them, making sure that, and keep in mind, because it's remote, it was a case of sometimes we'd have Google Hangouts and the game running, making sure that you only have the audio for one, because boy howdy is it a challenge if both are trying at the same time. But yeah, I mean, really, the only thing I would have are gameplay tips for you, and I don't know how much you need those. You may already be doing great.
All right, well, not me so much. Let's see, I've got a few specific questions. Please.
Let's see, what did I ask?
Gameplay. Let's see. One Walkabout Mini Golf has started licensing.
Yes, I saw they have Labyrinth coming, which is very exciting.
Labyrinth.
He's
I
like,
would
why
love
you
to
keep
play
talking
that
about
for us. Those guys
walkabout
are
mini
great.
golf?
Yeah.
We pushed Demeo, man. We
Has
pushed
it
Demeo.
come up at all?
I mean, all the people at PAX kind of like that. Whoever they're there for, it's all they talk about, and it's I get it, but they're like NPCs. They don't talk about anything else.
This was Nick's question about licensing. Would Demeo do licensed content? And
you asked him?
That's what I asked, and that's what because I said in Walkabout, they just licensed Labyrinth. You know, are you guys licensing?
Licensed.
I mean, any company, I suppose, would be interested if there's the right opportunity came along.
So they're not against it.
We did work with Angry Birds at one point, and that's how this conversation started.
Yeah.
I mean, that said, we don't really have anything specific to talk about around that front. Having said that, I'm sure many of our fans might have a wish list. We see it on Twitter a lot, the things that people wish Demeo was also with.
It's such a perfect game. You know, if I own IP and I
they could become
a whole VR game, like I would rather go to the vest and be like, hey, you've got everything, you got it. Could you just throw our assets in there? And
well, that's so nice.
What's that game? Desktop simulator, right? Where you can play like any game in it. Tabletop simulator.
Tabletop.
Yeah. I'm thinking they could become the next tabletop simulator where they let people make or
2 more coming.
license
adventures. Yeah. So
okay, 2 more adventures coming.
Last May. We're like a week or 2 out from the 1-year anniversary, which is super fun. We've put out 2 adventures since then, so there's 3 in total. We've tripled the game's content. Worth noting, without charging more.
That's pretty nuts.
Right? It's not DLC. We just want to make sure people have new fun stuff to play.
Impressive. You even gave us the flat version for free.
Yes, we did.
That's
true. Yeah, the PC edition is free for
PC edition.
VR, and vice versa. If you buy it on PC and you don't have a headset, 2-3 years from now you pick up a headset. Good news, VR is already in your library. But yeah, we have 2 more adventures coming this year. And we are also working on Demeo PvP, which we're very excited about.
Wow.
So that's new.
Wait a minute, Demeo PvP?
Yeah, Demeo PvP's coming.
That's freaking cool.
We haven't released any specific details around PvP yet, but I will say it's a whole different experience. It's a really interesting new twist on the game. And I am so excited to see how the audience reacts. I know how great it feels as a cooperative experience, but to be able to turn that on its head and then put all these players who know the game really well sort of right up against each other.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
What did you say the timeline for that might be?
It'll be this year. I don't have specifics. I personally, honestly don't have specifics. But yeah, we'll see it before the end of the year.
So one thing I'm curious about, because I keep saying flat version. Do you get that?
So I bring it up. Like I keep saying flat and you're correcting to PC edition. And it is a thing. So it's something you have to deal with, you know?
So it's funny you say that, and so I work in marketing, so trying to get the messaging right it's like, man, is that hard here? I hear pancake and I hear flat a lot.
I got away from pancake.
Fair enough, but I've also heard 2D, which I appreciate the difference from VR, but also it's a 3D graphics, friends. It's not 2D.
That is true.
It's been tough to find the right vernacular around that.
VR works.
Yeah, well, not even when you say PC VR, you still think like Steam, right? See,
damn it.
So that's a lot of the reason why this is straight up branded as Demeo PC Edition. We want to make it as clear as
Edition.
But yeah, it's luckily it's mostly the VR folks, the people who really know
play
this industry.
VR.
They're the ones who struggle to come up with a term for it because we're all like, well, it's different because it's flat, right? It's like at the end of the day, though.
It's just where you say, okay, now you can pick up Demeo on flat or PC. VR, that'd be great.
You don't worry about whether or not people are saying flat or pancake or PC. It's just, hey man, you can play this on Steam, you can play it in VR, have fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
So last question.
Sure.
Which character would you be?
So it's going to depend on who I'm playing with, if we're being honest. My personal favorite lately, I'll give you 2 answers for 2 good reasons.
Barter.
Yeah, he's great.
My favorite to play is the assassin.
He's the barter.
Because the backstab attack is like, it's so good. But also, I love that I can drop a sneak on myself, or I can stealth. I can open up those doors. I can walk out into the middle of madness, and nothing is going to happen to me.
Yeah,
that is so important. But if nobody else is willing to play the bard, man, that support class is important. Right? I am happy to spend my game following and buffing everybody else, and then when they're really in trouble, dropping that hurricane. Oh, it's great. It's great.
That's really important.
Let's do it.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Love the game. Thank you for taking your time.
Loud back
there.
there.
Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So nice meeting you. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Cut.
Whoa.
Hey.
I thought you were talking about my backpack. I was like, yeah, it's nice.
Oh, no, I didn't see you there. There you are.
So we're almost through it. Huge thing we learned. PC edition is what games are that are not VR on the PC. PC edition. No flat, no pancake, no 2D.
That's what he has to say. I'm still calling it flat.
So the
Kind of like
politically
how like when
correct version is the PC edition. The politically
it's just, the game's just going to be called VR. Like remember when Nintendo 64 came out and all the games were just called blah 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 64. It's just going to be blah 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 VR, blah 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 PC.
Well, and that's what happens, right? Because so many games will add the VR, and then other games are like, well, no, we don't want to because you got, you know what I mean? You shouldn't have to add VR, and that's why we're not a VR podcast. You know, like. All right, let's look at the rest of this footage. We have one more interview. This is me chatting up. This guy was really cool. He actually worked for Servios at one point, and another VR dev. He, I
don't know what happened to Servios. It just
we actually had that conversation.
It just disappeared.
Yeah, well, and then the 90% sales and stuff like that. All right, so this is us just getting set up here.
Yeah, what Walking Dead game? Was those like?
They made a game called. No, not the Telltale. The Saints and there's 2 VR Walking Dead games, Kev, that are actually good. Like one of them's called Saints and Sinners, where there's this elaborate crafting system and and the other one
and it come out first.
Yeah. And then they released one, Servios, a bigger developer, and it was very lacking, and it just kind of dwindled. I mean, I didn't mind it. It's fun. You're basically just grabbing zombies and hitting them in the head with the knife, like just this, over and over again. So, okay, let's get to the interview. So with this interview coming up, we had an issue. So this is LAI Games. We talked about them earlier. We were able to coordinate, organize an interview with Tabor here, and the audio got so loud it crashed my recording system just the last minute or so. So when we play the interview back, we'll have Kev and I at role playing, acting out the scene. Okay, so it's a little goofy, but it's a creative solution to a stupid mistake on the behalf of the iPod recording the audio in my pocket. So yeah, while we were waiting, I guess I just filmed here. So let me just jump through this.
Kevin's going to fill in for Ronaldo at the end.
Look at this little Pikachu or something. What is that?
Well, Pikachu.
Running through the ropes like it's not even there. Look.
Yeah, it didn't even touch it. Like combed his hair for him as he ran under it. Look at those arcades look so good though.
Yeah, the basketball one.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty decently far shot. That looks awesome.
The basketball one is the one I got when I tested it on Steam Next Fest, and it was good.
This kid's terrible at this game. Did you see him? What the fuck was he doing? He was like
He's just windmilling.
Yeah.
Well, he's playing the one where you just got to hit the lights out. So.
Yeah, he's not getting close enough, or something.
All right.
He was just like.
Yeah, he was a little berserker mode. So we're getting set up. We got the cool background behind us. Again, the noise is obnoxious, but that's PAX for you. It'll kick in here in a minute. I kind of cut out our pre-interview talk.
13 minutes.
Perfect timing.
So this is Dgtlhrt saying, is this a VR or a flat game?
Yeah. And well, I gave him our business card. That's it. All right.
Okay.
So, Kev, it's, we probably got 4 or 5 minutes before you and I do this, and we'll act it out, and we'll call it a day. We'll call it a doc.
Then we're going to play, I'm going to release that, and then
I'm going to jump a bit.
yeah. But okay. So, Space
Here we go.
Podcast. I'm James.
I'm Tabor.
Tabor?
Yes.
Oh, that's an awesome name.
Yeah, thank you.
So Arcade
Nice.
Legend, this is your first VR game?
It is. We've been making real-world arcade games for decades,
Yeah.
and this is our first consumer VR game.
So that kind of
So cool.
So I looked at the VR, like anybody VR related here at PAX, and I played Arcade Legend during the Steam Next
yeah,
Fest.
cool.
So I was like, I really like it. I like
Good.
arcades. And then I looked up LAI. I'm like, what? This is like industrial. Like they literally make the arcade games.
Yeah.
So how did you get the idea to say, all right, let's make our own game in VR based on what our business is, making games? Like, it's just really kind of heady, meta. I'm just curious.
Totally.
What led to that?
To be perfectly honest, I'm surprised we didn't think of it sooner. I guess VR
Nice.
VR's been just coming to the forefront of stuff over the last 5 years, really kind of getting mainstream momentum, and we've been focused on creating physical big arcade games for decades. And because of COVID, no arcade game operator was buying games.
Yeah.
So we had to think of something to do to kind of, I guess, continue on. And it was kind of a scary time, but we decided to leverage what we were really good at.
So
and
cool.
We're all huge VR fans at LAI Games. Tons of
Really?
us play our VR.
That's
And
interesting.
So, we decided to take all of we've got 3D models of the games that we've already, we've had to make them in real life.
That's kind of what it
So we just,
seemed.
we just translated them to VR. Yeah.
Piecing it together, I was like,
That's so awesome.
what?
Right?
Like, I think it might
I
be
love it.
the first of its kind, to be
Yeah,
honest
it is.
with you.
It is.
It is.
It's part like kind of a building business management simulator, right? Because
Yeah.
so as far as when I did the Next Fest, I got my first arcade. I think I had 2 total. And then, so you get to clean up, you design your own arcade. But this is actually, 8 months ago or so, the next...
Oh, I think it was actually, can you believe it? It was coming up on almost a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Time warp.
Weird.
Wow.
It has
But
been
anyways,
really weird. Yeah.
So I noticed what I've seen here looks already way above
Yeah,
what I played
cool.
in the
Thanks.
past. But then to finish, so you build and you arrange your own games, you unlock new models based off of how much money you're bringing in, right?
Yeah.
It's-
So the way the economy works in the game, playing arcade games is awesome in its own right. It's a lot of fun, and that's what we're doing in the demo. But there's a whole builder component. The management of an arcade can be so much fun, and simulator games are so popular in VR and they're rewarding. So we thought combining both of those, and I guess the storyline is that you've inherited a rundown old arcade, and you've got to build it back up. So you can customize and grow your
awesome.
arcade, but these are all playable games that are real life games. And we've actually got an agreement in place with another major arcade manufacturer to bring some of their games in.
That was one of my questions.
Yeah, so it's really
awesome.
exciting. Yeah.
So we're
Lots
going to
of-
So we
like
see
real life
branded.
games, like arcade games that we would see.
Yes.
I like those
There's
games.
going to be some generic
those games
kind
that
of
are like,
What games?
Factorio style games, like input output style games. They're so addicting, like roller coaster.
I'm so glad you stopped it because did y'all realize how good that person in the background was doing on basketball?
Yeah.
They had 81 points. They didn't miss for like 30 freaking shots in a row. So if you're listening on the podcast, there was somebody in the
one-handed.
background playing arcade, just like
Once you get that
wrecking one of those
positioning-
little basketball. Yeah, they were just wrecking it back there.
It's probably
That
been his
was
like
awesome.
10th time around.
I was like, he's got to miss. He's got to miss. He's got to miss. And just kept burning the hoop.
bird in the hoop.
no-name brand games,
Yeah.
just to because a lot of activities that are fun to do in VR, we're going to do that, but we're really focused on licensed games, things that people recognize and play in the real world. That's
That's
a big focus
the
for
best
us.
part, and that's
Cool. Yeah,
the
it's
step
actually
above
really
everyone
great,
they have.
Because like Cheryl loves building management simulation.
Yeah.
I love playing arcades.
Yeah.
She can take
Oh, so
over,
Sheriff
run the
can build you an
business.
arcade.
Yeah, I'm like, I just want to play
Games
games.
can manage each part of it.
Yeah, so it's actually a really, really, really great game. But all right, cool. So basically, you answered most of my questions without even me asking them.
Cool.
Licensed content's coming.
Yep.
So really important. Is there any release date? Is it out? Like, it's not up.
It's not out yet.
I would have.
No. We are going to be.
It's not out. I would have it. Okay. So this is where the audio died. This is where I've hired professional voiceover audio artist Kevin to play the role of VR developer LAI Games Tabor.
Yeah, I'm Tabor. No, that dude's cool.
Tabor, he really was awesome. Such a cool guy. I like just for taking the time to talk with us. For our stupid little podcast. Same to Jim, Resolution, LAI. It was so awesome of them to do this. So just in general, and I told him, we're gonna have fun with it, whatever. Just to take the time and give us a shot, give us a few minutes, and we really did learn some interesting stuff about both titles. We love Demeo. Genuinely looking forward. I can't wait to get Arcade Legend, and we're going to be doing podcasts from both games eventually. So, thanks to everyone. Yeah. Thanks to you guys. What's up, Nick?
All the marketing people did a really fantastic job answering the questions that you had for them. And some of them was pretty good questions, Yeah.
Hey, we took it serious. Okay, so you ready here, Kev? I mean, Tabor.
But one quick thing, though. You said that was the probably the first game to ever do such a thing as scan their arcade machines. There's actually a pinball machine.
Well, you can put your pinballs in a. You can arrange your.
They scanned a whole lot of pinball.
No.
Machines.
I know what game you're talking about, but it's not a build. It's not a simulation management where you're generating money, income. So literally first of its kind.
It's just a pinball machine. Yeah.
But I know what game you're talking about. All right.
I don't even think there's a management game in VR. So
there's Cities VR or whatever just came out, but that's about the closest we got now. All right. So Kevin is Tabor. So you could start because he just started saying we're going to be launching on Steam. So go ahead, pick it up from there.
We're going to be launching on Steam in the official Quest store, not the App Labs release, which is a huge deal for us. We're very proud of it. By the end of the year, so that's a 2022 release date before the end of the year.
Yeah. So we're looking at December 24.
No, definitely not. Earlier than that. We don't want to compete with the holiday rush on Christmas.
Oh, definitely.
That's way too much for a first-time VR game. But way before that.
Yeah, more time. VR is just going to blow up, and you're going to get more customers.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so we expect to see Arcade Legend coming out before the end of the year. Will there be multiplayer?
Will be multiplayer. This demo is local. The full release will be multiplayer. Arcades are a big social experience in real life. We wanted to recreate that in the game. We like all of us hands. We like multiplayer experiences and hanging out with, each other. So that's what we focus.
Cool. Awesome. Then we'll definitely do a podcast in it.
You could podcast inside the game. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we've done Walkabout Mini Golf. Demeo's next.
I'm a huge fan of both of those games, by the way. Demeo and Walkabout, shout out.
Yeah. And as soon as Labyrinth comes out, we'll be going back to Walkabout.
Oh, I am. I can't wait for that.
You got to check out our pod. There's one episode that all takes place within Walkabout. Looks like we'll definitely have to do a podcast live in Arcade Legend.
Yes, awesome. Well, you are more than welcome to let me know when you're ready to do that, and we'll help you out.
So each game has leaderboards, right?
Yes. So there's local leaderboards. We're going to have global leaderboards so you can compete with everybody. The best players in the world, which will probably be some of us at LAI Games. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe not.
Well, if there are leaderboards, I'm there.
Sweet.
Or if there are leaderboards there, I'll be there.
Sweet.
It was nice meeting you.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Found it out. Nice.
We did it. It'll come together. I'm telling you, it'll look so good. Okay,
That's that's like patching.
I really thought y'all were sinking there for a second. It looked beautiful.
Putting plaster on the wall, like patching it up.
Yeah, like you punched a hole in the wall with your VR. Never happened. So it just ends here. I get a little shot of across the street of PAX saying goodbye. There you go. There's the giant sign. Love that sign, man. Wish I had something like that. Imagine having a screen. Imagine just sitting on the sidewalk playing a game on that. There's some footage. Look at all the people.
All right.
Off to go riot. Oh, God. Yeah, that'd be cool, Kev. Dude, they should do that for marketing.
PAX was over?
Yep. 6 p.m. Expo Hall doors shut, and it's a mass exodus. But everybody, it stays open. You can go to play like little speeches or events they have at the side rooms. But yeah, all the panels.
Those go
midnight. Yeah, midnight. But a lot of people go to after.
Like LAN parties and whatnot.
Turtles.
Also.
See that? Turtles? I'm psyched for that game. But yeah, no, they do games, they do like cosplay meetups, they do everything you can think of gamers would want to do, they continue to do. It's just the expo hall itself. Like you can still walk in here, Nick, and like walk around. Dude, it goes endlessly to all these like corporate building office rooms and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot going on if you're bored and want to hang out there. But usually we just do the demo hall, the main XO hall, and poke around a bit. By that time, we're ready to get home and look at our footage.
Space Debris podcast.
Oh, nice. I know. I love like that pack because especially like I know like where I live and where you are, like you can go to that and then just drive home and you're just home and you're like,
hands clean. All right. Well, so that was it. It was fun filming there. I think, I've learned a lot about filming on scene, and I definitely want to do more. And I think we will. We'll definitely do PAX at the very least next year. So there's that. But anything we can think of in between. I was thinking about going up to Fun Spot Arcade in New Hampshire, the like classic oldest arcade. Dude. There are already a couple of Fun Spot docks, and I think we could have some fun there. So maybe we'll do that. But I guess that's it. We'll call it a wrap on the very first Space Debris podcast, Podumentary. And we've got a very important meeting to get to that's happening on the nose. It is now 6 p.m., which means the Creator Clash is starting right now. So we're going to wrap up this doc by saying it's literally 6 p.m. at May 14th. So we're going to watch Creator Clash. And here you might see... Oh, no, we're going to get sued.
They wanted me to stream it at another channel, but I don't want to get...
End the stream. I can't go back to it. End the stream. No, end the stream. Okay. Last thing I
saw the YouTube logo pop up. Oh shit!
iDubbbz at my door, like Space Debris podcast. Yeah. All right, well let's call it, guys. That was really fun. Thank you for working doing that voiceover with me, Kev, and understanding.
Anytime.
That was a fantastic job too. It really was. That was good.
It was fun, man. Thanks for the commentary.
I've gotten better at disconnecting, and yeah.
That's right up on the resume. Better at disconnecting.
On LinkedIn.
All right. Yeah. All right, guys. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. We'll call it a day. Peace.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have fun watching Creator Clash.
Thanks.
Peace.
Space Debris podcast.